The Pentagon UFO program in the United States has released 38 technical papers to the public that detail what it says are harmful effects on humans due to UAP UFO exposure. It's over 1,500 pages of previously classified documents compiled by the Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Application Program that list symptoms suffered by people exposed to UFOs, such as burns, hair loss, nausea, headaches, and even unaccounted for pregnancy. This has already been reported. But after decades of secrecy, why are we getting to see these official government documents now, and what could be next? To talk through the Defence Intelligence Reference Document is investigative documentary filmmaker and editor of Extraordinary Beliefs from the US, Jeremy Corbell. Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us again on the program. First of all, if I could ask you to go into a bit of detail about what these documents have provided us and what insights they tell.
Sure. So this is really important. Look, contrary to what the New York Times reported and numerous other outlets reported, the real name of the secret government UFO program was AAWSAP, Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Application Program, exactly like you said. So you reported it correctly. They produced over 200 reports. We're seeing 1% of them in these intelligence reference documents. So these 38 reports, they talk about the technical capabilities of what we know as UFOs. UFOs are not a part of the imagination. It's not a delusion. You've been told UFOs are real. You've been told by your government, by our government. They are swarming our Navy warships. They are tampering with our nuclear weapons. So at a minimum, this is a national security issue, but they pose a much larger issue to humanity. If UFOs are real, what else do we know about them? And that's what these documents talk about. They talk about close proximity exposure to these propulsion systems. They go into detail on the biological effects. It's a fascinating moment in the history of humankind that now we know UFOs are real. It's not a matter of belief. It is either true or it is not true, and we now know it's true.
Okay, we know everything in the US in terms of the government and the military. Nothing is by accident. Everything is by design. So after decades of secrecy and covering this up, why are we getting to see this now? And it begs the question, what could be next?
Yeah, it's a great question. So why we're being able to see all of this now is because of public pressure. We have representative government, and our government is representing us. Now, of course, journalists like me and George Knapp, we have obtained and released Pentagon confirmed military filmed UFO footage. It's undeniable at this point. So we're being able to see all of this now because of public pressure, because of representative government. So it's an exciting time because we're demanding answers. We're demanding UFO transparency. And in fact, that's what we're getting. And we're going to be seeing more. You can count on that. I can assure you of that as I've released videos before, I will be releasing more. And this information is really important. It's important for every nation on planet Earth to look at this and say, hey, let's look at this head on. What are UFOs? What do they represent to humanity? My suggestion, don't be 4 cents short of a nickel. Educate yourself. UFOs are real, but what exactly are they? Who's piloting them? What's the intent? Those are the big questions we've yet to answer.
You know, over the decades, people who have believed in UFOs or come out to say that they've believed in UFOs have been ridiculed and called conspiracy nuts, no offence. But with all these disclosures that we're seeing now, in the United States, is the perception changing of those people?
Absolutely. It's a data poor perspective that debunkers take and people take when trying to mock the UFO topic. Again, it's a data poor perspective. We're living in a data rich environment when it comes to UFOs. High fidelity imagery, videos filmed by our military, official documents confirmed by the Pentagon and other nations in this world. So at this point, the burden of proof is no longer on us, the people that have been looking into this. The burden of proof is on everybody else. It's the scientific community. Let's look at the data. Let's look at the information. There are machines that outpace, outmaneuver, and outperform anything that we have in our military arsenals collectively on planet Earth. Now, who made these craft? Who's piloting them? What is their intent?
And also, what is in that safe behind you? That's an important question as well. That is a big one.
Look, man, good secrets are kept under lock and key.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy Corbell, thanks so much for joining us here on Weekend Live on Sky News and for staying up in the United States.
Thank you so much.